Hey, what's up? This is Del Jones from the band PunkBordello, and you are watching the PunkBordello podcast. I want to thank you for being here, and I also want to mention that the next song that we release is called "Hotter." It releases on all streaming platforms May 6th of 2025, and you can find that early before release for $5 on Bandcamp. You can listen to it about 3 times before you'll hit a paywall. But that's just fair game. If you want to see it and download it before it releases, you can give us $5 or whatever you want to support the podcast, to support us as a band. And then you can also do the same with the next release, Take the L, which normally would be like June 16th. And that one would be $10 or pay what you want whenever or whatever you want to throw our way. But we want to thank you for being here, listening to the local underground artists, the heart of our city, our country. When we sit down with this next guest, I really hope you enjoy it. Share it on your socials, help us grow. We have some really killer guests that are going to be coming up, and I'm really excited to do this podcast. So thanks everybody for watching. Keep doing that shit Chicago style, you know what I'm saying? All right. It never gets
Chicago
easier
style,
watching.
know what I'll say?
It never gets easier watching myself. I'm like, oh, is that what the fuck I sound like?
Oh, I get it. That ever changes.
Yeah.
Like every time I watch my stuff, like I'll watch a podcast interview and I'll be like, oh gosh. Like I watch my own and I'm like, oh, I talk like that.
Yeah. So I recorded another intro and so the file for the song I wanted to use was too big. And so I have to compress that, but that's another thing to do. And so I was just like, maybe I can just record it through the mixer real quick and do that. And the only time I had to kind of watch it back was when I put it in the video to start before a guest, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, it sounded really tinny. It sounded not. It sounded like it was outside or something like that, and it sounded terrible. I was like, oh no, we're gonna have to change it back to the old intro video. And so now that's what I've been using in the meantime. Hopefully today or later on sometime I get a chance to fix it, make it a little bit more concise.
Yeah, you've been so busy.
Yeah, it is a lot. It
Where
is
you
so much
working again?
Oh, I work at a gym. I won't say which gym, but I work at a
Epic.
gym.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right. Uh, makes me not want to go to the gym on my days off, but it does get me in the habit of kind of doing something every day. So,
That would make sense going to your workplace. I'd feel
yeah,
weird sometimes.
and the thing is because people recognize me, and I mean, I think what a lot of people don't suspect as much of me is that I am just so fucking introverted.
Oh,
I have to I like to keep my circles small and want to go home and regroup. And also, I'm in the middle of getting. I'm really deep in the middle of this record. Rather, I'm finishing this stuff for next year already. And I mean, I'm just kind of enjoying the process. And
that's solid. I mean, it's always good to
yeah,
enjoy the process. Some things it's fun to pump out like crazy and quick, but then other times it's good to enjoy the flow and kind of go
yeah.
through each song and almost process each one.
Well, because like it's weird because like where it comes from is, that whole story of my time in Chicago, and like, now I'm kind of like thinking about that story as a whole and like the bigger picture. And the other thing is like I had to regroup from that because there's just like so much life happened in such a short amount of time for me that like, you know, life has its ways of just like fucking flipping you upside down. And that's kind of in essence what this entire project is all about. So like kind of coming to realize that and bringing that to um the music in post after like I've figured out what that sounds like to me when I like think about it, you know what I mean? When I imagine it, and
Yeah,
then it comes into existence in songs in ways that it is, you can't even necessarily put into words, it just kind of like comes to you and you're like, that's the sound, that's it. Yes. And looking at it from like each instrument as well, and and recording all those parts like that, not only do I have like the clearest understanding of like what is supposed to be on this record,
yeah.
but like I really think when I step back from it, it's like the some of the greatest assets that I have for it at this point in where it's at is in Sammy, our bass player, and in Brad. So knowing what I can do and knowing what it could be is one thing, and getting it all set up to kind of like, with the ideas that are, fucking
Flowing.
so old from that time, and before, like Hotter. I wrote when I lived in Chicago, and then fucking um whatchamacallit, what Chicago Style was written there as well. Fucking what else? Some Young Punk, like just now it's kind of starting the whole story and where it comes from, and then kind of where it goes is into a love letter to Chicago. It's into, you know, reflecting on what I learned in that time,
What was your
and
favorite part?
like putting it into like 23 fucking songs that
That's
are
pretty
gonna
cool.
kind of like just gonna map out the next, I mean, 2.5 to 3 years of my life, just one by one. You know what I mean? Because that's what this age seems to favor. So, you know, it's
Yeah,
it's it's a lot. It's a lot to do, but like, in my mind, I am forcing myself to kind of like take a second and reflect on it and say something about it out loud while it's happening because that's just that's the only way to keep like moving forward is to talk about what you have done, you know what I mean? And
I
what
agree.
you're currently doing, and fucking speak it into existence, act it out into existence, and fucking make your own fucking way, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to go about that, and it's good that you're trucking along at it, and I like how you're doing it. You're consistent, and you're trying new things, dabbling in different worlds. I love that you started the podcast. That's really cool. It was exciting to have you on. You reached out. I was really happy that you reached out. You were the first person to reach out. So like I
So
was,
we went on a deep dive. I don't mean to cut you off, but we went on a deep dive
yeah.
like kind of right off the bat because I mean, fucking, we've talked many times. We've known each other a
Oh, it was
while, but
fun, dude.
everybody who doesn't who doesn't know already, this is Joe Brunker. I've been on his radio show at Intellectual Radio in Chicago. Um, and he is also a children's book author. And well, I mean, shit, man. Like, sorry, we swear on this podcast. It's a musician's podcast.
Oh,
Sorry,
you're good. You're good. I'm not tripping. Like,
but yeah, sorry. I can't go. I literally at this point in my life, I damn near can't speak without swearing.
oh, that's
But
how it goes sometimes, especially like in the scene. I definitely found myself a little more lax on a lot of things when I was in the scene, and quite honestly, like I still cuss. Like I don't like shy
well,
away
like
from it. But I did
everybody,
write a kids book, so yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
There's
yeah, yeah.
there's
So
the weird part.
don't worry. Like the clips that get edited from this and go on socials will by themselves be, I mean,
I'm
if you're not,
excited regardless, dude.
as long as you're not cussing,
This
like
is
it's
fun.
fine.
Like, don't worry. I don't mind the swears. Like, if you want to use swears in one of the videos,
Okay.
don't
All right.
mind me. I'm not
I
freaking
just
out.
didn't know, man, because the fucking
It's
vibes.
podcast.
You know what I mean? Yeah, no, it is definitely a podcast. um,
Yeah,
however,
dude, you're
Joe
6
Brunker.
episodes in.
Yeah, I am. I am. I actually I had Mark Esses on the podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with him, the drummer from Night Spice. Um,
Okay. Oh, nice.
yeah, and it's
Yeah, Kevin's cool too.
I think it's oh yeah, Kevin Singleton. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Um, he is cool. I haven't talked to him. I know more Mark because it's like a drummer to drummer kind of thing. I'm just like kinship. Like I'm just like fuck. You drum
Kevin's
exactly
actually
the
playing a
way that
reunion show tonight.
I would want to see someone drum in that outfit. You know what I mean? It's kind of thing. So,
I get that.
um, but anyway, where are you at? What are you doing? I understand you're about to move ship.
Yeah, yeah, I've been planning it for a while with my girlfriend, and we are gonna I'm gonna move down near her for a bit in Georgia, and then we're gonna work our way to North Carolina and try to build a life in Asheville. So yeah, pretty excited for it. Augusta is a beautiful area, so I'm pretty excited to get out there.
Uh,
Just been heavy applying at jobs. Should know back from a few in the next few days. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes. And wherever I end up, I'm basically just ready to chip out and kind of enjoy the beauty of Georgia without like hurting my joints from the cold weather in the wintertime.
yeah, right. Yeah, I definitely I miss Texas. I miss just I'd rather be like in 110 than in negative 30. It just
When it comes to sleep, I'd so much rather be like cool, like with two, three fans blowing in my room.
yeah, there's always that. I mean, I'm always I feel that because I'm always like in the house most of the time anyway, just like just chipping away at something, working on something, cooking
Gotta have that
something,
AC.
cleaning because like I mean it is a whole other task to, just be generally like sanitary as an individual. I gotta do the dishes, gotta, sweep the
A
floors,
lot.
gotta
It's a lot of
take out the
stuff. You
trash.
gotta do a
Yeah.
lot.
Everybody's gotta do a lot, man. It's like,
It's dang
you know,
adulthood stuff.
yeah, responsibility.
Oh gosh, yeah, I'm learning it. I've been learning it lately. I actually am over halfway through the Financial Peace University program. It's like a 9, 10 week program. So
Oh
I
yeah.
paid for it, and like it's you basically go with this group basically work and figure out how to do your finances in this certain way to not only, you know, pay off your debts, but also, uh, afterwards, kind of after you get through all like the little baby steps that they kind of take you through, you can at least use that to give charitably. And that's like the biggest goal is pay off my parents' debts, pay off my debts, and give
Yeah.
away what I can if I ever make it. But yeah, I got so wound up like a top while I was in like everything, trying to do the book, trying to act, trying to be the front man for Primal Moon. I just like fried myself out, dude. Like, so it's
Yeah.
just like, and I became like kind of a bully to people at times, and I didn't even realize it until like later on. I was just like, man, like I was so caught up trying to like pay off all these debts that I just became outright rude and egotistical and puffed up,
Hmm.
and just kind of had to change my mindset and step out of everything, and finally started to look and do a lot more self-reflection.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
just not just I don't know, it's been cool.
well, that's good. I mean, self-reflection is important, man.
Yeah, my
Um,
girlfriend is definitely also, she's really good at addressing problems if there ever are, if she ever gets worried about me or like some sort of like, because having ADHD and bipolar is it's a struggle, because it's
yeah.
like with your mind, it's a battlefield sometimes, and it can take you in a direction where you're just so caught up in one direction that you lose sight of every other direction, or every other thing spinning
Yeah.
around you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this world is a complex one, and it's hard to process even if some would say you're normal, but we all have like things that stand in our way as in terms of like, I mean, just the way that you're born, or the upbringing that you've had, and the psychological effects that it kind of imprints on you once you become an adult.
Yeah.
So it's really we're all just kind of lost souls swimming in a fishbowl. You know what I mean? It just really
No,
is.
and it's the process of growth, and if you're not receptive to your own faults and flaws, if you don't notice them, then they control you at some point.
Yeah. And the one thing that I will say above all other things is that accountability is important. Um, there's plenty of things that we have talked about on this podcast, but like, if there's one thing that, I mean, Mark Esses gave to me recently, I mean, not that I haven't heard it before, but you know, freaking, we have to get out of our own way.
Oh yeah, it's the truth.
And I mean, success is defined as different things to everybody. So, I mean, I personally, like, my life's work is kind of centered around my desire to, uh like, my definition of success would probably be, just fucking being able to play music for a living, and just that be your full-time job, whether you know have achieved delusions of grandeur or not. um
Yeah.
I am just, when it comes to like my outlook on life, it's all centered around balance, because once you start to see it in one thing, you see it in all things. And I mean, if there's one thing that I've dedicated my life to, it's, understanding music. And like music is just a reflection of life. It's I mean, we've
Great
said
at
it
it.
on this podcast before. It's the relationship between consonance and dissonance, and the balance between the two, and how you use it to, speak to your emotions. Like that's what the beauty in the music comes from. And once I kind of started to really truly play with and understand that, that was where I started to constantly be in a habit of outdoing the last thing I just did. And it just
Oh yeah,
only got
outdoing is
better
always
from there,
fun.
you know? Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. But like, it's just like that's where like just knowing it and applying it and and workshopping it and refining it. That's just, I mean, how
That
life
that
goes
was the
anyway,
coolest part
you know?
about Primal Moon's last album was that album Over the Sun had a great album too, my first
Mhm.
band.
Yeah,
But we were newer, we were younger, more green underneath everything, like about the
yeah,
recording process. We recorded half of it at freaking out in Nashville at
yeah,
Dark Horse Institute, and then we recorded the other half in Chicago.
yeah.
So it was like trying to figure all that stuff out. So it just didn't all sync up sound wise.
Mhm.
Over the Suns didn't. So when Primal Moon became a thing, it was really cool to get that kind of perfectly crisp, nice sounding album. I
Yeah,
don't know. And that was kind of outdoing yourself in a sense.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, fucking each record, each song is like it's like a chance to do it over again to outdo the last one. I mean, and it's not even like to just have uh like a competitive attitude about it. It's really just because
No,
like,
it's not about
you know, you
competition at all.
it you know what I mean? You just get better with each take at like putting your
The
soul
ear
into
gets
it.
better, you know?
Exactly. Like
The more you're in the studio, the more you can refine a song.
yeah,
During the
absolutely.
process, if you're with them during like the tracking and the laying down, you could add
Yeah,
what you want, like bring all that in, which is why like I love adding other vocal layers in the background stuff, because it just like that's where my ear hears it. And
yeah,
I've never sung it before. I just hear it in the studio and I just throw it in there and it
right,
sounds good. So it's like, okay, let's roll with it.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, do you mind telling me about, like, your experience acting? Because I really, uh, I mean, where when did you get started with that? Like, I mean, do you still see that as something that you might pursue?
I mean, I'm not sure. Like I'm gonna unplug for the first year of being down in Georgia just because like
Mhm.
I don't know. I used to have no social media and then I started a band. So then like I
Yeah,
re-downloaded social media and like there was a good span of like 5 years in between MySpace and Facebook that I didn't have it. Like that I
yeah,
was like so I was just so kind of contented without it. But at the same time, the necessary evil of social media with Facebook, it's fun. There's a lot of fun stuff to find in social media. But
yeah.
what was I saying? I ran into a rabbit trail and lost myself.
Oh, you're talking about whether or not you might consider acting again.
Oh, acting. Yeah, so acting, I mean, maybe I'll consider acting because Georgia does have Atlanta, which has some of the largest studios in the states as of right now. But I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I just kind of want to unplug for a bit, just kind of
Yeah. No, I feel that.
fall off the
I def
map for a bit and like feel comfortable growing my life.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, it's wild, man. Growth, what does it all mean, man? Because
Yeah,
like,
but
it's
I
really
do
just
love acting.
specific. Well, yeah, yeah. It's
If
it's
you
really
if
just
you ever want
specific
to
to your
know
goals, but
where to go for it, then I could help you audition. I know some
Well, that's
people.
okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but it's a lot of fun. I'd love to get back into it maybe one day down the road, but I
yeah,
think everybody's got their seasons, you know? And
yeah,
I think right now my season is to, plug into my new world around me, and
uh-huh,
kind of try to get used to my surroundings. Still talk to friends on Messenger, but kind of delete the
uh-huh.
app of Facebook. I
Yeah,
just kind of
no,
want to unplug.
yeah, no. I feel that. I have got to say that social media is the bane of my existence. Is kind of another reason to like do the podcast again. Is just because like man, I don't want to have to be bothered doing all these fucking sketches, man. It's really annoying. Like like I'm cool with doing like an official music video for every song, like honestly,
Yeah,
but like where it comes into like uncharted territories, now we're supposed to be able to compete with the frequency rate that AI can do, and it's like come on, man.
damn it, AI.
I'm not, I have no interest in fucking posting 3 stupid ass videos a day. You know what I mean? But if it's talking about something valuable and people are actually gaining something from it, that helps me rationalize it in my mind because I'm just not for all this fucking senseless, mindless bullshit, you know?
That's what I love about podcasts, like, because you can have deep, meaningful conversations with people. I don't know. I was thinking about another podcast one day. Like, I've got an idea for one where
Yeah,
it's just like how people got over what they've gone through in life, their largest challenge that they can think of, and how they got
yeah,
through it, and what they
yeah,
can impart to people in the future. Because everybody can learn a lesson from everybody. We're all
yeah.
libraries.
Oh yeah. You know, I was just thinking about this earlier today, and I saw some sort of video or some sort of thing on a forum, on a search of a search of a search or some shit, and it said like something along the lines of if no no no, I forgot exactly where I was going with it, but I
I get
started
you.
to
I've
write
been
a
there.
story, that it made the point is that it made me think it made me think of, how when I look into an audience, I don't see everybody as, like, dollar signs. Oh, yeah, I remember what it was. Like,
I
it
feel that.
was
I see them as friends.
Yeah, no, it was like, uh, if, you know promoting your music and reaching out to if you look out into the audience and you see a bunch of you can't see a bunch of dollar signs, then this business ain't for you. And it's like, well, yeah, but like you also can't in this business you also can't reach people without having a real authentic experience yourself and being able to like share it with them, you
And
know.
that's truly what I loved about sign waving. That was why I kept doing it day in and day out, because truly, like, it built some of the longest lasting relationships I had while I was in that
Mhm.
band, and
Yeah.
I'm still friends with quite a few of them. And we're all, and Primal Moon, all the bandmates are still friends with Mike Wiles. We were on his podcast for Retro
Okay.
Rock Roundup, and we did the
Oh yeah.
theme song for him.
Nice.
So it's like, like he listened to Prone to Wander because he saw me like my first week out there doing sign waving stuff. And
Nice.
he had been following us from pretty much our Prone to Wander EP, which came out in like 2021 or something. So
Nice.
it's pretty cool to like have those long effective relationships from just holding the foam board out in the street with headphones on.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. Fuck. I
Yeah, you build relationships. If you ever tried guerrilla marketing, there's some really cool ways that can really like build friendships. And that's what I loved about it. Like my
yeah.
friends Sebastian and Siren, or yeah, a couple of our are the people who did photographs for us were all from seeing us. That's how we got on Q Rock. I think it would be worth it for you. It'd be pretty punk rock too.
Yeah, that I mean, probably, most likely that would be nice. I mean, I think the real struggle with some opportunities that I haven't really like reached out for anything yet because it
You
hadn't
want more
been
songs to come out?
well, I wanted a chance to explore what Chicago style rock and roll means. You know what I mean?
Ah,
Like, and it since the first
that's
time I
that's a
coined it,
loaded
it's
question.
it's changed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
cause it's it's just so it is really hard to explain. It's a lot of different things, but I mean that's kind of the point. Like I wanted to be a
it's
little bit
a hard
further
mix of
down the
everything.
line. I wanted to have more of that catalog out because otherwise what you're going up against what the last 2 songs that have been released are going up against is fucking, the album I released when I was fucking 22, 23. Like, we're not even playing in standard anymore, like, it's we're drop C, D standard, fucking we're taking a completely different direction and fucking
That's
using
fun.
yeah, I mean, just using club beats and kind of I'm also working on changing the whole live arrangement in terms of like doing covers, doing originals, but kind of like, you know, um well, just making it special without giving away too much. But
That shit.
I want it to be a fucking party, you know what I mean, at the show, and I I want it to also be, like, authentic. So, doing that requires orchestration and kind of, like, another idea that has to be kind of thought out with Sammy and with Brad when we reconvene and we, take it to the next, kinda level, but the hard issue is, kind of being in Central Illinois and then, Brad being back out in Chicago, and I mean, just being in the thick of it right now. Like, I mean, I'm probably 70% of the way done with just having a scratch track and lyrics for every song. So
Does Brad come out to you to record?
no, we just correspond.
Oh,
Just
nice.
he
Yeah.
he'll like send audio files. And I mean,
Oh,
he's got
sweet.
he's got a pretty killer setup himself. So,
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, he's a damn good drummer for sure.
yeah, he is. He
Yeah, he's got that
he
skill.
he was
You're a
like,
good drummer too. But yeah, Brad is great. He's pretty phenomenal.
I
I like
I
watching both of y'all drum. And Zach from Goat Belly. That
goat
guy's really
belly.
killer. Yeah, he's got a classical style of drumming. It's really cool looking.
What, like traditional, like with the
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
like this?
yeah,
He
yeah.
plays like
It's really
that.
cool.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
it's for like their energy of rock. It's really cool to watch it in that style. I don't know why.
What does it sound like?
It sounds really good. Like I mean, you Punk Bordello would have fun playing a show with them.
Oh, you think
I'd
so?
say they're
Well,
good.
we're
They're good.
calling them out.
They're playing the Cubby Bear coming up. Yeah, and I think they're
Oh, that's
coming on the
fun.
podcast. Yeah,
Sweet. Good shit.
yeah,
Wait, are you doing your own podcast then? Or well, I mean, obviously you are. You're the intellectual, right?
yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I
Um,
fucking
well, the podcast is going to Chicago. It's actually going to AM radio when I move.
oh, yeah.
So we it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that we went on a good spree of cool just interactions and guests that got us onto AM talk radio. But
Good shit.
I don't know how it's gonna work with streaming in. I don't know how, like, I'd have to get a new mic and stuff, and I get that I can do that. Just might be weird doing that from like for on a normal basis for interviews. I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be weird for me because I'm so used to the studio now.
Yeah, see, like me personally, I mean, I try to make everything, to a professional standard, but one of the reasons I threw punk in the name is so that I could get away with doing ghetto shit.
I love that. I don't think it's ghetto. I
It's part of the
personally don't
brand,
think it's ghetto at
okay?
all. Like what? No, no.
It's part of the
I
brand.
personally don't. I don't think it's ghetto one bit. Like I think it's a good thought. It's just I don't have the capabilities. I don't have the mic like you do. Like you've got a wicked cool mic. I've got my laptop, so I'd have to like get all the
This
gear and
this mic is like 7
watch a
years old,
YouTube video.
9 years
Oh, really?
old. Yeah, yeah, I've had it. I mean, I take really good care of my gear. I
What kind of
like it.
mic is it?
It's an AKG P120. It's fucking nothing. It's made for like home demos, but I just use it for everything because if it's good and you can do it and you can lay it down, like the gear is
You
not
sound
gonna be
great.
what's stopping you, you know?
Yeah,
It's
no,
gonna
you
be
you
how you
sound
put it all
great
together.
on the
So,
podcast. I love
um,
I love that you go for it. Like I love that you go for everything. It's just like I personally I personally don't want to like throw off the show's vibe when like, like I want to let Mario kind of like run with it, like because when we're all in the same room together, like there's like
yeah,
four of us, so it's like easier for us to like look at each other and
yeah,
correspond with each other when we want to talk, so that we
yeah,
don't consistently talk over each other or something. I don't want to accidentally be on the phone and keep talking
yeah,
over them and stuff.
yeah,
That's my worry, if that
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that's probably my
it's
bigger worry.
it is kind of like a completely different, like, context than I mean, this is just you video chatting with your buddy.
Yeah, yeah, so it's
You
it's
know what
just
I mean?
more of like a group setting, and there's, like,
Yeah,
more voices, so
and
keeping up
and
with that.
and honestly, like, I feel like if it ever managed to if I ever managed to be so, blessed as to get to a point where, I could get
I
like
think you'll have
a studio or like, a stable kind of, professional atmosphere to actually have live guests. I mean, that would be wonderful. But I just like the idea of it being personable and being just like, a
you're
platform
great.
for artists to talk about whatever the fuck, their music is about. Because where the fuck is anybody talking about it? And all you get is a bunch of fucking sour people telling you nobody fucking cares. Well, like, I mean, like, I care. Like, I like listening to what people's goals are in life and whatever wisdom they have to share. I'm not gonna fucking,
Bro,
count that off, you know?
you created a great atmosphere with that, and I'm really glad you did. I was like like it's kind of cool to see a few people that went on the Bell and Company podcast and then they
Yeah,
started their own, and it's like
yeah,
I love that, like
yeah,
I love to see other people start their own right after they talk to us, or I love looking up to others have been in doing it before. It's so
yeah,
much fun. But yeah, part of me wants to like I said, I wanted to like fully unplug. I part of me just wants to like maybe I could just book for people, like book
yeah,
guests, rather than be on the show for a bit, at least for now, until I like
yeah,
unplug for that year, give it that time. I don't know. It's
yeah,
kind of weird. It's a weird feeling.
yeah. I mean, the thing is I totally understand your desire to unplug because, to be honest with you, like the fucking, the shit's bad for us. You know what I mean? Like, And honestly, it's kind of funny, uh, like, getting to your late 20s and just kind of realizing, like, wow, the real punk rock is actually, like, fucking gardening. You know what I mean?
They're
It's
selling
like,
they're
you
selling
know
Punk Bunny coffee at gas stations.
oh my god, that shit is so fucking,
It's good coffee. It's not bad. I tried it. That's
I no, it's literally like 7-Eleven with a Green Day label on it. It's like,
Oh
none of that
gosh.
shit
I
is
so, like,
there's
they
no
were selling it at Speedway, and they've been selling it for $1 a bag for a pound, and I'm like,
that's a get. I'm not gonna
"Yo,
say it's not. Like, if
yo,
you're just trying to stock up and trying to like, cause I mean, my favorite thing to do, I
I
am
only had
no
10
stranger
bags."
to a good deal, man. Like, I mean, I probably I would get coffee that I actively dislike just because it was $1, just because I wouldn't have to fucking you know what I mean? Like, put more in my
Oh, yeah.
in I'll just have it in there, man. If I can't afford that shit, oh well, I'll have the shitty shit. You
Speaking
know
of
what I mean?
coffee,
Like,
what the heck is with Dunkin' Donuts prices, okay? What they think they're Starbucks? Like, what are they trying to do here? Like, what the heck is going on? Like, and Starbucks thinks they're that great?
oh
Like,
my
come on,
god, bro.
what's
Oh my
up?
god. Like, it's oh my god. Starbucks, they're I can't, no. Like, see, the thing
Uh-oh,
is like,
uh-oh, this is a brand battle.
I thank them for teaching me enough about coffee to understand that they're the fast food of coffee.
They are, and that's why
Yeah.
I'm like, I saw their prices when I got their iced coffee because I when I'm driving, I'm gonna get their iced coffee. But now, like, you get a large iced coffee at Dunkin', it's like $6. What the heck
Yeah.
is that? Like, what is that?
Inflation, man. Inflation and just price
Monstrous.
gouging. There's like it's yeah. I don't even I so what I've been doing for I've started drinking coffee black. I honestly
That's
have
all I
been
do. Ice black.
I there's not much need for much else. I also recently started taking creatine and I mean
Creating
I
some muscle. Creatine.
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of I'm just trying to body, mind, and soul, just really
Heck yeah.
kind of knock everything out and fucking, build some muscle. I mean, if you're not building muscle, you're losing it. So it's
That's
it's
the
one of those
truth,
things that
especially the older you get.
yeah, it's just good for you and it's good to release and like I mean, I feel like a lot of people um not
Will
everybody
regret it.
is as aware of they're not as aware of how to regulate their nervous system. And that's a really important thing to be able to kind of settle into as an adult because life gets stressful. And I mean, if the hardest thing that you did this morning, first thing in the morning, was push ups, you know what I mean? Or extra physical exertion of some kind, it puts you in a better headspace to deal with the shit that comes later, you know
Yeah,
and that's
no doubt.
just that. So,
No doubt. I
yeah,
agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just how are you gonna take on what you're trying to take on every day? That's kind of the way I look at it. Is when you wake up, like, are you waking up early? Are you trying to do as much as you can? But
I
it's
have to. I
interesting.
gotta pee. Like, the older I get, the more I have to pee. Like, I
Yeah.
have to pee, like, 5 times a night, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm going
also
nuts.
drink a lot of coffee too, so that'll also do it. I had an issue with my with my kidneys because of
Oh,
how much
nice.
coffee I drank. I was straight up fucking
Are you alright?
yeah, I was drinking it like it
No
was water.
stones?
I do no stones, but fucking yeah, I dialed it back for a time. And,
Yeah.
I am still drinking a lot of coffee, but, I try to keep it 2 generous glasses per day. You know what I
I
mean?
try to
Like
keep it 3 generous pots for a day.
Yeah, right. Oh my god. I
No, but
honestly,
for real.
I would do it. I would I I'm like Dave Grohl in Fresh Pots. Fresh Pots!
Fresh
Like
pots! Over the Sun used to do that. My, Nick Stubblefield, the old guitarist for Over the Sun, used to do that. It's in one of our documentary videos on YouTube where
uh
Nick goes, "Fresh pot!" I think we did it
Yeah,
on social media too.
it is still my weakness. I mean,
What,
I
fresh pot or fresh cup of fresh pot? You know,
no,
fresh
just
pot
coffee,
or
just
fresh pot?
all of the above. It's all, it is all so
Fresh and so clean.
yeah, so fresh and so clean. Hit motherfucker, watch me lean. I don't know. I'm just ripping. But, no, no, the coffee that I have been drinking is I've just been drinking the cheap shit, you know? We out here trying to save money, this economy is trash, and, I mean
I don't mind it anymore. I used to roast, so I was a big coffee snob, and I was also a big like microbrewery beer snob for a while. You know, now
I
I give two craps. You know, it's like, you got a bush latte? Give me the bush latte. No, I'm just kidding.
Busch
I
Latte.
I've been trying to stay away from alcohol like more so lately. Just
Mm,
because I don't know. I think it's more of a cost expenditure thing. It's a waste of money after a while.
yeah,
And if you drink too much, you feel sick. I don't know. I
mm,
have acid reflux. Makes me
yeah.
sick. I don't like it.
Yeah, yeah, no, I feel you. I'm not big on, alcohol myself either. And I mean, every once in a while, I guess a drink is fine, but I've kind of
Yeah.
learned my lesson, like like I think a couple months after I turned 21, I kind of got that one through my head. You know what I
Right
mean?
on. Yeah,
But
yeah. I stayed away from it for a while after I turned 21 because I was in like ministry. So I didn't even
oh,
touch it at
wild,
all. Yeah.
wild, bro.
Like, what?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I got burnt out on the church and I got really bitter and that's probably part of what led to the burnout with like music because I was like going so hard to like I was breaking so far away from the church because I got so bitter that I dragged all that bitterness from the church into the everything I did. You know, it was like hurt people at times.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, that is recognizing that and making amends in your life is the most important.
It's a
Um,
reality, you know,
thing.
and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you know, like it's the growth of it all, and you got to learn from it at some point. If not,
yeah,
it'll keep teaching you the lesson.
yeah. That is very much true. And
Yeah,
I mean, with that, it's weird because like I had a whole journey of kind of facing that same kind of experience
yeah,
uh, while I was touring as like a hired gun, and that's kind of what led me back to Punk Bordello. Um, is just kind of realizing that if this is truly my path, then I have kind of an obligation to do better than what was done for me, done to me. You know what I mean? Even if I had the best of intentions, that also doesn't mean that I am free from responsibility for, the right or wrong shit that I had to do just to survive and get back somewhere in one piece, you know?
yeah. The getting
So
screwed
coming
over part is a really big struggle, especially when like I was like the booker and like you know like and like it's so like every everything booking wise was just like exhausting sometimes because like you'd get screwed over by the people and then everybody would be mad at you and it's like
yeah,
it's you know like and it's like hey it's not my fault you know
yeah. And
like
see,
it shouldn't fall on me.
the thing is like the way that the music industry has evolved, like It's without going into too much detail, as to something, I would probably rather, tell you in private about my feelings so that I don't publicly fucking piss off anybody more than I
I
already
get you.
have. I Don't get me wrong, I'm not afraid to piss anybody off. If you dislike this, then fuck you. But,
Sod off.
but, like, no, for real, man, like, when it comes to the music industry, it is as greasy as an industry can get, you know? And it's funny because nobody makes it without fucking community. So how do you cultivate a community in the greasiest fucking waters, man? Like fucking it just
And then like and not become greasy. You know? It's like
well,
and like
yeah, that's the thing is like I mean, but if you look at, like, practically it feels like goddamn near every industry you can look at, like, you're not gonna go too far without finding some rabbit hole of fucking corruption that is going down, so, I
it's
mean,
reality anywhere,
the
politics, acting, anything, writing,
yeah.
all of
Yeah, I mean, the
it.
personal best that I can do for, what I'm trying to do so that, in everybody in some way, shape, or form has this innate desire to try and have their cake and eat it too. And if that is what
You
punk
said
rock
cake?
mean
Now I'm hungry. Sorry.
um, I don't I'm fine with, doing everything right in life, but if there's one thing I can have, it's the music, you know what I mean? And it's the one
I
thing I do
agree.
have. It's the one thing I have to give, and it's the one thing I have to share. It's, my whole
You got
reason
good
for fucking
conversation.
sticking out, you know what I mean? Um, the as long in life as I have, but the thing is like if it that's my one thing that I'm trying to go to get at, and the reason why is mainly just because it's just a reflection of life, and fucking it's not it my what I feel to be my own shit feels like it doesn't even necessarily just belong to me. Like, yes, I own the copyright, of course, but like when you the shit that I've come up with that I feel like is my best work has like kind of amazed me at my own capabilities, and so it's like it feels like because I'm the one that did it, it feels like it is my obligation to bring it out to the world. You know what I mean? And whether that be like through my perspective lyrically, whether that be, melodically or rhythmically, it doesn't matter. It's
What are
like,
your best works? Mine are my personal favorites of my music stuff are either I Will Surely Die by Over the Sun
uh-huh.
or Falling Down by Primal Moon. What would you say are your favorite for yourself?
Uh, that's a good question, man. I would say
Wow.
probably. So I released music under PunkBordello and Del Jones, and for PunkBordello, Take the L for sure, and Some Young Punk. I feel like because they're just the gooniest, fucking cartooniest, fucking dumb shit. Like like it's kind of just like my excuse to just get silly and just fucking say
There you
some
go.
stupid shit. It's it's funny. No one's gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about till they come out. They're they're funny, and they're just like me trolling and being but, they're also, like, catchy. They're just like, I'm not I could probably send you a link just so that you understand, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun watching this, podcast in post after hearing that shit because 'cause you're gonna be like, "This stupid shit, bro." But,
I'm a
for
jam
Del
it.
Jones, as far as, like, my metalcore shit goes,
Yeah.
so let's see, I have the hardest motherfucker that is on this record is gonna be one that I have to kind of transpose up from a 7 string when I wrote it,
Mhm.
years ago, actually. I mean, some of the ideas on that record are, like, fucking I
Mint.
came up with originally when I was, like, 23, 22. You know what I mean, in Austin and shit, and, I mean, the first one is probably my favorite because it's literally just me and my relationship to music without fucking, lyrics. Don't get me wrong, like, I mean, I love lyrics and everything like that, but I also, like, love to dig into in
Instrumental.
instrumental music. I mean,
Yeah.
even if those voicings are just played by a guitar, it's kinda just I mean, those things
Have you
align
listened to,
perfectly to make that
God is
video.
an Astronaut?
It's called Haven Sweet Haven, but anyway, do I know
Oh,
how to
yeah.
what?
Have you listened to, like, bands like God is an Astronaut or, This Will Destroy You?
No, I have not. That sounds interesting,
Yeah, I
though.
think it's This Will Destroy You, or This Will Destroy Us, something. Instrumental bands, really good instrumental. You'd probably enjoy them, but they're more ambient in some
Oh, yeah.
parts, but
I
they
like
go
that.
hard.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like a lot of, like, Chon is, like, probably the classic example of, like,
Oh, heck yeah.
a good instrumental band, but Intervals is another favorite. They
Ooh,
have lyrics here and there.
I like
Um
intervals. Yeah, they got some good stuff.
Yeah, they do. I'd say Moment Marauder is kinda is my favorite from back in the day. That was on my playlist when I was in high school, you know? So
You know what was weird? I bought like some British Invasion albums, and there was a disc collection of the Small Faces, and I put that in, and one of the albums has quite a few instrumental jams, and oh my goodness, that band can go. The Small
hell yeah.
Faces are so dang good, and I didn't realize. Like I knew they were good, but like re-listening to them in my CD player, like in my car,
Mhm.
oh my goodness, it's beautiful. They got some good stuff, worth the jam out.
Hell yeah. Well, I will definitely have to check them out.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, so I mean, I'd say the biggest influence on that shit is, unfortunate for anybody who hates them, but Falling in Reverse. Um I just I don't know, I've been a fan of Ronnie Radke since he was in Escape the Fate, so, I
He's
mean
he's a he's a good artist. I'm never gonna hate on the guy. A lot of people are gonna hate on him, and I mean, a lot of people have reason. I don't pay attention. I don't pay attention to a lot of the news unless it like
Yeah.
is like yeah, I don't know. I don't really pay attention to a lot of the news anymore because I
What's
think a lot of people like to play telephone, and it just kind of turns into
Yeah,
this whole thing that wasn't even like
yeah,
I've seen interviews spin out of control just because
yeah,
people will be like, "Oh, this person said this," and then like they'll say it in the
yeah,
wrong way or a wrong tagline, and then everybody will be like, "Did you hear what happened?"
yeah, oh my god, it's all
Right?
fucked, mate, it's all fucked.
It's
No,
so messed up. Like really, quite.
yeah, I don't know, man. I try to stay clear from drama because that's not really what I'm trying to, like, create in my life. It's gonna find me anyway. I'm having car problems right now, like, fucking,
Bro,
you
drama,
know?
like for some reason loves to follow me. I try to stay away from it, and like where I
Yeah,
feel drama, I like try to cut and run, like
yeah,
I try to stay away from that stuff, because if not, I become like bitter, I want to cut bitterness out, and it's like the
yeah.
things that bring that out. It's like drama is a way, but yeah, I have car problems all the freaking time. I have a bad relationship with cars, but this last car I've been good to. It's almost at 200,000 miles.
Damn, okay, alright.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, that's what's
I'm
up,
about
man.
yeah, I'm about to hit it like in the next month or so. So I'm really excited.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
great, man. I
Yeah.
mean, fucking so, uh, what can we help you, promote besides Primal Moon, of course, and, your work
Henry
in that band?
Hippo.
Is that what?
Henry the Hyper Hippo.
Henry the Hyper Hippo?
Yeah,
After we just
that'll be out. The book. The book will
after
be
I
out.
after I just littered this entire podcast with cuss words. Uh,
Hey, hey kids, don't listen. But read the book. Read the book.
but if you find yourself older and you listen to this in years past, or, sorry, in years, in future
You'll be
years.
like, that Dell guy, he knows a plethora of curses.
Yes. Yes, I do. I know lots of curse words,
In abundance.
and I yes, the curse words are in an abundance, but, I
I
also
love it. I love your show and I love the way you go about it. Like that, it's your
yeah,
show. It makes it authentically yours. You know, you're
yeah,
yourself. And
yeah,
you bring about great conversation. So I think it's really cool that you jumped onto that and started doing that. I right when I saw that you posted it, I was like, "Oh, I support that. Hell yeah." Like that's cool.
yeah, yeah, I appreciate you, man. Personally, I just was trying to do what I wanted to see done, and it was honestly I
Yeah.
tried to start it back in Austin, but, I mean, as I've said so many times before, everybody was kinda like, you know what I mean? So, like, but then again, I was a fish out of water, you know what I mean? COVID came
Well, you
and
were in
fucking
Austin.
wiped
Can't you keep
everything
it
out.
weird? How weird is it out there?
Uh, it's not as weird as Chicago. I'll tell you that, honestly.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I've seen people try to blast off on the corner like going Super Saiyan. So I mean, like that's just normal in Chicago.
Yeah. It's funny, it's like if Chicago and goes other places and is generally unbothered, other people are just like, "Did you see that?" And you're just like, "I just was minding my business, sorry." Headphones and what? Like
So,
yeah,
yeah, I there was some cool people in Chicago, but yeah,
yeah,
it's really sad to see the homeless population in the winter. I used to work in downtown
yeah,
Chicago, like right on Michigan Avenue, and there was this one time that this person would lay there every night, but it started getting really cold, you know,
yeah,
and like one night like they were still in their bed when I was walking to work and I was like okay that normally they're like either getting up or like stuff like that
yeah,
but they were like they looked like cold and while I'm on my lunch break they were like cleaning off that part of their corner the cops were like washing it down in like the local Chicago area so I don't know it was really sad to
yeah.
know that the person kind of froze there and yeah, so Chicago's homeless stuff is really well, homelessness in general in America is just such an epidemic that I hope
Yeah.
we could somehow figure out, you know. But a lot of people in heavy capitalism also believe that homelessness should be a thing and should be consistent. So I don't think that's ever going anywhere, which is
Yeah,
kind of sad.
I mean, the thing is like they've kind of boxed us into this kind of situation where they just wanna make it illegal so they can throw us in jail and prison for vagrancy and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
And
and
it
then like I mean, our taxes, you know, pay for that, but like I mean, if we had affordable housing or things where it was like, you know, like tiny villages, tiny house villages that weren't so restricted, you know, I
yeah,
think it could be helpful for former veterans, also those mentally ill, those who struggle, you know, those
yeah,
like at least like having a place where they can feel at least comfortable in their own little cubby or
yeah,
room. You know, I've seen a lot of communities that are sprouting up. That's really cool to see the tiny villages, you know, and
yeah.
I'm really proud that people are going about that, you know.
Yeah, I as well. I'm glad that's like kind of a thing. I mean, just the fact of the matter is like, what do you expect people to do? I mean, the thing is like they know what they're doing, and that's kind of one of the reasons I play the music that I play and I talk about the things that I do
Yeah,
is because it's like they know what they're doing. There's no like it's not news anymore. Now we've kind
yeah.
of been known about this since before, you know what I mean? Now they just go telling on themselves and it's like this big theatrical thing and that's kind of what we're all privy to at this point. I mean, you mentioned you don't watch the news. I don't fucking watch the news. I mean, I look at these headlines and I don't know what to believe is true because the media is so fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
I
and
think a
this is
lot of
just
it's been
we're fucking normal everyday people at the end of the day. Like, I mean, I work at a gym. No, everybody feels the same way. Like, this is not news. You know, this is kind of just the general consensus, and I'm fucking tired of pretending about it. Like, what do you, it's the reality. Nobody knows what the fuck to believe. So,
I wrote a song that Over the Sun used to do. It was called Brainwashed. Uh,
yeah,
and it's like turn on the television, let the fear flood your eyes, war plagues and
yeah,
division, Beelzebul in disguise, won't fall for the agenda, won't listen to your lies. The
yeah,
media is a platform for someone else to die. You know, it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like it. That's why I don't really ever have the whole delusions of grandeur kind of mindset. I'd like everything to just stay grassroots for as long as possible because it is another it comes back to the podcast too because it's just like, you know what I mean? Here is this underground, here is all these artists who kind of are in the
I
same
love it.
headspace. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like this is what we have to offer because I don't really want to fucking talk about politics. I don't really want to talk about how else the world is fucking terrible and this, that, and the other thing, you know? I'm kind of trying to
Yeah.
give myself reason to live outside of that. I mean,
There's
every
actually like a old proverb that I think is very interesting. It's not a proverb necessarily. It's a story. It's about a person who like wrote on his gravestone, I believe. I was at
Mhm,
this like sort of ministry group back when I was like, a drug addict in high school, like
mhm,
heavy drug addict. I mean, I've still had my struggles from here and there,
mhm,
falling back into addictive tendencies. But I've grown from that. But this story always stuck with me. A man went out to change the world,
mhm,
and like he realized that it was a daunting task. And the more he tried to change the world, the worse he felt, in a sense.
yeah,
Then he tried to focus a little less and hone in a little more on like a certain group, like his town.
mhm,
And he tried to change his town and focused on what he could do to change his town and found himself more embittered and angry and flustered.
mm,
Then tried to change his family, realized, yeah, I could do this. I could change my family.
yeah,
But then he realized, no, I can't do that. And now all my family hates me for trying to change them all the time.
yeah,
Then he finally looked in the mirror and was like, let me be a better self.
yeah,
And then from him changed the disposition of the family, which changed the town, which changed the world. It's
yeah,
kind of like that butterfly effect that can really change. The biggest focus is working on your soul, working on your heart,
yeah,
working on your mind. Like you said, full focus on that. Like got to have that stability, that middle place, that middle ground where all those meet and unite and work in a synergistic format. And
yeah,
sometimes if you get caught up in one of them, you'll drown and
yeah,
the waves take over you and the breakers hit you.
yes. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up because to add to that, um, I mean, it all starts with you. I mean, I was literally just listening to a song earlier that I wrote about that same concept. It's like They'll tell you that you won't. They'll tell you that you can't. Um, you can make a change. It's all within you, and the change comes from consistency. It not just in, the music, not just in, the writing, the podcast, the this, the that's, the social medias. It's not in any of that. It's in you, and it's in how you approach getting up in the morning and attacking it, and fucking, managing to get what you can done, and being able to reflect positively on what you did do. You
Yeah,
know,
no doubt.
because when you're not going to be able to get to everything in a day, and
Yeah, you can't change
it,
the world,
it's
but you
not
can
it
change yourself to change the world.
exactly. There you go. And that is the more fulfilling aspect, because, like, I mean, I look at things from a perspective of, like, how would I feel if I had to confront my mortality right now? In this moment, would I be satisfied with the life that I've lived? And it's taken me a lot to kind of work up to the point where I was like, yeah, I mean, I have so much more to offer, but I am very satisfied with what I've done thus far. And,
Personally lived a life,
you
and
know,
I can say that I agree. Like while a lot of people would be like, "Well, he never made it. He never did this. He never did all that." And it's like
yeah,
I got the chance to learn a lot
mhm,
deeply.
yeah,
I got the chance to enjoy thousands of different people in my
yeah,
life,
yeah,
meeting so many different people, just the chance to have those little one-off conversations. I got the chance to have those building moments of momentum where you just felt such an adrenaline rush, like you were overwhelmed to tears. You don't even know how it happens. It's like, or the beauty of a sunset or a sunrise. It's just the moments of beauty throughout my life have been so memorable that I would be totally fine with if it ended. The only reason I don't want it to end is because of all the people that I love to be around and the
yeah,
people that have stuck around in my life.
yeah,
Because not everybody sticks around, but
yeah,
those people that do, man,
yeah.
foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm sure it goes without saying that you have plenty to look forward to. You know what I mean? There's so many different things that you could still choose to do with your time, to do
Yeah,
with your life. And the thing is like, you can't compare your life to anybody else's. Um, and
comparison
when
trap
you're
is always killer.
Yeah. Because,
It's a trap.
your path is your own. And I always try to look at it from the standpoint of, it was with you all along. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people don't know what their direction is. And I have the strongest belief that most people probably do know what it is, and it's like in their back pocket. Like, it's something they've been doing the whole time. Like, it could be cooking, it could be this, it could be that. You know what I mean? Whatever you're passionate about, whatever makes you feel like, whatever you're gonna be doing, regardless of whether it makes you money or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and
I don't think I'll ever stop
yeah,
writing, even if it doesn't make me a dollar. I don't think I'll ever stop making
yeah,
songs. It's
yeah,
it's just ultimately like, but I also
yeah,
do have a life that I'm all like, I want to focus on things that I put on the back burner because I was so focused on trying to like,
yeah,
get to the consistency, like you said, of being a consistent working
yeah,
musician.
yeah,
Like where I didn't have to rely on a job anymore.
yeah,
Because that would be the goal of any artistic endeavor is to
yeah,
just consistently be able to do that.
yeah,
Like if I were to consistently sell books and like be able to live off that, there's
yeah,
not a chance I'd be screwing with pest control.
yeah.
Even though I got to save a bunny the other day. That was really cool.
Well, that's nice. That's
Yeah,
nice.
right.
We like bunnies here on the Punk Bordello podcast.
They chew a lot of stuff, but I like bunnies too. They're cool. This little guy was a baby. It fell in a window well in a
Oh, yeah?
basement. Yeah, so it was like stuck in there. And like I looked down in the window well and I'm like, because like when I was throwing the granules, I heard
Mm.
like this noise, like a squeal. I was like, "What the heck is that?" And I looked down there, and there's this freaking baby bunny. I'm all like, "Wow!" I find a bunny on Easter weekend of all weekends.
Oh,
You're gonna be my
wow.
pet. No, no, he
Oh.
wasn't gonna be my pet. But
Yeah.
he chewed through the entire screen trying to get it out of the window.
Oh, wow.
Like, but the window was on the other side, so he was just stuck down there. So if he
Oh,
would have
poor
stayed
guy.
there, he would have just been dead in the next few days,
Oh, damn.
or picked off by something.
Uh,
So yeah, like I got the baby bunny out of there and he looked at me all weird and I pet him and he's all like, "Okay, all right, I like this." And then he followed me around the yard while I treated the house with pest control.
oh,
And then I'm
wow.
like, "Dude, hide under a bush. A hawk's gonna pick you off, bro."
Yeah. Yeah, man. Live to hop another day.
Yeah, right? Hop on, man.
Yeah. I mean, well, maybe he would wanna hop off so he doesn't get picked off by the hawk.
I know, right? For real. No, but like I think there's like like the coyotes in the neighborhood I was in the other day. I think they ripped apart a hawk or an owl or something because there was
Sick.
just hawk wings or owl wings all over the place, just like almost like a half a wing, like a full freaking wing. And I'm like, "Holy
Wow.
crap, what
You
got to
know,
them?"
I love the thing that I love about the music that I play, as well as like when it comes to like the metalcore, the kind of clothes that I wear, the fucking that kind of shit. I love the dark shit because nature is so metal. Like this little fragile
It
little
really is.
existence that we have that so many people are sheltered because of is like so much more docile than what the real life actually is. Like when you really
Freaking
stop and think
whales,
about
man.
it, oh my god.
Whales are monsters. Like those orcas are bullies.
Oh yeah, orcas are bullies. Um,
Dolphins are little dicks too, I tell you that.
oh
Like,
yeah, 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 yeah. Otters are really psychologically fucked up in the head.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
scare
will.
me. Like their
Yeah, they,
eyes kind of give me that like crazy look.
well, did you hear about so there's
Once
this
they break on
otter.
through to the otter side, I'm kidding. I'm telling
No, there's this otter that killed a dog and was trying to it was trying to bait the human who the dog belonged uh, to try and like they were like whimpering like the dog to try and lure the human out to try and fucking like attack
drown
him
them.
or some shit. Yeah, something like
Oh my
that. Oh
god,
yeah, it was a little kid. Yeah, they were. It was a little kid. They were trying to lure the kid in to like save the dog so that they could drown him or some
that's
shit like that.
wild.
Yeah,
Kangaroos are vindictive like that too. I saw like
yeah.
this dude had to run out and like punch the kangaroo in the face
Oh my god,
because
that is
he was in the
imagine.
water about to drown the dog. And like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's I remember seeing that video. That's fucked up, bro. So
like
that's like
what?
imagine. You know what's weird is kangaroos are like the real life version of like a fucking Pokemon. You know
They're
what I mean?
freaking ripped,
Like,
bro. Like
yeah,
Hitmonchan would
they're
have a
fucking.
tough time.
Yeah, they're jack like, not only do they just look jacked, they are fucking like I mean, a kick from a kangaroo will literally put you in the ICU if you're lucky. You know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah.
It'll fucking kill you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you wanna
Like
go and punch one of them? Fuck
bro,
that,
all of
dude.
Australia will kill you. Every animal out there probably has a license to kill. Like
Oh,
straight
yeah.
up.
Absolutely. I mean, you
Like the
convinced
only
me.
thing that like the huntsman spiders, those things are
Oh
freaking
my god, fuck
massive.
that. Fuck that, man. I can't. No, no, those huntsman spiders, no, thank you. The
Funny
camel spiders,
truth
that's
about
really
Australia.
fucking creepy too. Dude, that's alien shit, man. That's weird. Like, that's
Truth about Australia. There's a Brunkerville in Australia.
a Brunkerville?
There's a Brunkerville, and the reason why is because we were Welsh horse thieves, and we were the first one of the first few families on the prison island of
Wait,
Australia.
really? For real? What, so your family's Australian? Is that Is that what I'm
A
learning?
lot of the family is from Australia because they
What?
got sent from like Wales. They got deported and arrested. It's like a prison island is how
Oh, wow.
Australia started
Oh,
for
wow.
like the European like the white race. Like most
Okay.
of it was just aboriginals at first.
Okay.
And then when they got sent out and shipped out for prison, that's how Australia even started.
Oh, wow. I didn't know any but you know what's wild is, you think you can know, like, so much about the world, but I had no idea that that's how fucking Australia started.
Yeah,
But
that's
that makes
literally
sense. I mean, it's pretty much, everything. How else did everything else begin? Fucking slavery.
yeah, they were basically like, "We want the world
Oppression.
to kill you horse thieves," but the Brunkers kept kicking. You know?
Yeah, that's funny. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, there's
That's
a
sick,
Joel
man.
Brunker, and he's an Australian MMA fighter. He was pretty popular for a bit.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
So this is completely unrelated, but, I learned this the other day. Apparently, I could be wrong. I'm sure someone's gonna give me hate. If you hate me, please talk about it in the comments. I don't. I won't read them anyway. I'm just playing. uh,
No time for you haters.
um, fucking. What was I talking about?
Hashtag blessed. I don't know. Like,
uh,
what were the comments?
oh, the the what?
The comment section?
Oh, no, no, we were talking about Australia, right?
Oh yeah, Australia.
No, I lost it, man. I
I
think this
blessed the
would be,
rain's not
like,
a rapper.
probably, like, a good spot for us to end the podcast right here, 'cause
Hey, it's been a
Oh,
good
yeah.
time. Had a
This
fun
is
time.
this is one of the longer ones. I mean, I've had, like, varying times. I'm trying to just at least do, like, an hour with everybody so I can get
Yeah.
to everybody. There's still plenty of fucking work to do, as you can see,
Heck
fucking
yeah.
fucking hairs that fucking look like a fucking mad scientist up in my lab here.
I had bad hair.
Fucking
I just threw gel in right before because I was all like, crap. Because I had this one thing going and it was just
yeah,
alfalfa and like crazy. And I was like, my hair has got to stop waving to you. So it's going to wave
yeah,
the other direction.
yeah. I feel you. Well, that is gonna be it for us here at the Punk Bordello podcast. I want to thank Joe, my guest, Joe Brunker, for coming on, for having a nice, relaxed time with us. um, Hopefully, you got plenty of like insight and wisdom out of this. Joe has a lot to offer the world. We all have a lot to offer the world, but Joe just has a little bit more. So.
Oh gosh, no.
No, I'm just playing. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the Punk Bordello podcast. Uh,
Peace.
Everybody have a blessed time. Take it easy.
Happy
You
Easter.
take. Oh yeah, and happy Hidden Egg Day.